Welcome back guys to a brand new tutorial. In today's video we're going to add a ability to create blog posts in our blog application using Django and Python. Alright, so in the previous video we added this ability to register new users, log in them and also log out them. But from now, users don't have a ability to create new blog posts. Only way they can do so is going inside of our admin dashboard and then clicking add right here. But you want to create a ability to create new blog posts on our HTML frontend. So for example, we can have a create new blog post button right here in our navbar, and then when users click on it they get a form about fields they want to put for their blog post, for example name, what is the category, what is the description, stuff like that. That's what we're going to build in this video. Alright, so to create that functionality the first thing we need to do is create new template. So let's go right here and let's just type blog_create.html. And right here, the first thing we need to do is just what we did in the previous video, have this base.html template extended. So let's just do that. And also I'm going to close it right here. I'm sorry for copy and pasting, but we already did that in the previous video, so that's nothing new. Alright, so for the title, I'm just going to delete this and let's just put, I don't know, create a new blog post. And now in the body, we need to create that form just like we did in our login and register user. So just right here in our blog body, just type form right here, and we can use this Visual Studio thing where it automatically creates this form with the method of post. So just delete that action thing because we don't need it. And instead of this form with the method of post, which if you watched the previous video, just sends data to the server. So we can get data and post data to the server. We are posting data since we want user to type their information about their blog post. So the server can grab their data and then do something with it, and that something is just creating their blog post. So right here, the first thing we need to add is this CSRF token. So just like we did in our login user, we need to do it here also because it prevents hackers from hacking our data, and also Django doesn't allow us to use forms if we don't use that CSRF token. So yeah, we need to do it. So just type right here CSRF token and yeah, we are good to go. Alright, now we can start adding input fields so the users can type their data about their blog posts, so we can create their blog posts for them. So right here, let's just create a new input field right here with the type of text, yes, and placeholder, let's just put title right here. And why I'm putting title right here, it is because we're referencing from this blog post model right here. So we're going to use this blog post model to actually create new blog posts later on. But notice how I'm skipping these two fields. I'm going to talk about them later on. But for now, let's just start with title. The next field is this blog image, but it is a little bit different since we need to put encryption type right here and just put this multi-part form data, which just allows us to send images to our form. And right here, let's just copy this input tag, and instead of the placeholder title, let's just put blog image, just like that. And let's just put allow right here to be equal to image slash and then star right here. And what this does is just only allows images to be placed inside of this form right here. So this is how we allow only images inside of our form right here. And also we need to change the type right here. It's not text, it is file. So yeah, that's it. And now we can continue on. So we have also description right here, so let's just put that. So the description, and we can also set this description to be text area. So yeah, I think it is a better description of that because we want to have a large box to store this description, not just one input field right there. And the last field right here is the date. We don't need it since, if you remember, we have this auto now add, which automatically adds a date to our blog post whenever it is created. Alright, and now let me talk about that category and user fields right here that I skipped. So for the category field, we can't use the input field because if you remember in our admin, when we wanted to create new blog post, we have this select field for the category since we have its own model called categories, and we only want to use this category model to actually create new blog posts. We don't want to create new dumb data. So yeah, let's just do that. So right here, let's create a new select field, and we need to put the name to be equal to category. And also we need the name for every other input tag right here. So let's just put that. Alright, and we'll name this title. We'll name this blog underscore image. And this one is description. Alright, so let's now jump to this category field right here. So remember, in our admin dashboard right here, when we created those blog posts, we have this category field actually right here. But as we can see, it is not input field. We are not typing anything. We are selecting. So that's what we need to do right here. So let's just create a new select field inside of our form. And for the name, we'll need this ID right here. For the name, let's just put category right here. And also we will need names for every other input field right here we have. So let's put, for example, title right here. I'm referencing to this placeholder right here. The next one, let's put blog underscore, not post, but image. And the last one is description. So right here we have added names for our fields inside of our form. And now let's add those options so the users can select which category is referenced to their blog post. So we can create those options just like this and just copy them and paste them in our select field right here. But it is wrong to do since we're using this categories model right here and we want to reference our blog posts to be connected to this category field. So how to do that? We just want to create a for loop that loops through all of our categories inside of that categories model and then just prints them in that select box and users can then select which they want. So let's just create a new for loop. So for category in categories. Alright, we didn't create this yet. We need to do that inside of our views.py, but we'll do that in a couple of seconds. So let's just end this for loop first. So right here and for right here. And now we can actually add those options. So let's create an option and notice how we have this value right here. That's what we're going to use to actually get what user clicked inside of their select box. So let's just put for category. So category dot, and we need to check our models, what we called it. We called it name. So let's just put name right here. And we need these two double curly brackets. So the Django actually uses the value from our object from our model. So yeah, we have it there. And we are also going to copy this and set it to be our name for our option right here. And yeah, we have done everything right there. Alright, so let's now create the view for actually creating our blog posts. So let's call it the blog underscore create. And we need to pass request right here. Alright, so as I said, I want only authenticated or logged in users to actually create a blog post. I don't want unauthenticated users to create blog posts. So to do that, so we just want to type if request.user.is authenticated, and we are not putting brackets right here since this is not a function. We are just checking if it is true or false. And let's put else statement right away, and if he isn't authenticated, let's just return him to the redirect and of home page. So we are returning him to the home page right there. Let's also print for the debugging not logged in, just like that. And now once we saw that the user is authenticated, now we want to get that user, and we get it by typing current underscore user is equal to and then request dot user. This is how we are getting the currently logged in user from this request dot user, and we are storing him in that variable also. So now once we did it, now we need to check if the request dot method is equal to post. And this is because we have right here, oh, I didn't add a button right here, so let me just add it. So submit button, and let's just type create right here. Alright, and now we can actually start adding values to this. So remember, just like we did in our login and register, we'll have this request.post, and I'll actually copy that since it is the same code, and just change the values from these name fields right here. So the first will be this title right here. So just put it right here, and also for this, and I'll just copy it a couple of times since we have a couple of fields right here. Alright, we have blog image, but for the image it will not be request.post, it will be request.files.post. And then we also have this description right here. And do we have another one? We don't. Alright, so we're going to delete this. And we also need a category, so let's just put it also. Alright, and then category right here. Alright, so now we got our data from our form right here, and now we want to actually create a blog post. So to create new blog posts, let's just type a new variable called new post and set it to be equal to this blog post model dot objects dot create right here, and we're just going to use this field right here. So title, also blog image, description, and we also need that user right here. So user right here is going to be equal to this current user that is currently logged in. So that's how we get him. And yeah, I think we got everything right there. Now we can actually save this new post. So new post dot save, and put these brackets right here. And this should create a new post. So let's just return a user to redirect, and then homepage again. And let's also print post created with 3 exclamation marks. Alright, and now we need to do something if the request.method is not post. So that something is just returning this form right here, and also we need to specify that categories field right there. So let's just return a render, and it will be a request right here. It is called blog_create.html. And for the context, we'll now put what we need in the context. And it is just this categories variable right here, and set it to be equal to category model. So this category database model we have inside of our models right here. And we want to loop, so dot objects through all of them. So dot all. So we are looping through all of our categories and putting them inside of our select box so the users can select their option about those. And yeah, we have done everything. Let's just put categories inside of our context right here, so just like this. And yeah, now we can actually create a new URL. So let's do it. So right here, create_post, and let's just put that as the view, or sorry, it is not create post, it is blog create. Sorry about that. So I'm actually going to change all of that stuff. And yeah, we have everything set up. So let's just check it inside of our browser right here. So slash and then blog create. Alright, so I mistyped the authenticated right here. So authenticated. Alright, I think it will work now. So let's just refresh it. And yeah, it does. So let's check right here. We see actually sport and programming categories appear right here. So I didn't add them right here manually. Instead of right here, we have those from our database right there. So let's add a new title. Let's call it Python is Django's mother. Alright, for the description, let's just put shorts. And for the image, I'm just going to install a new image to put there. Alright, so I have added a random picture about some matter, I don't know. And let's put programming right here as the category, and let's click create right here and see if it works. Oh, sorry, it wasn't post, it is actually get, so sorry, it is a mistake on my part. So let's just type get right here, and it is not actually squarely brackets, but rather this normal brackets right there. So let's check now if it works, so we can refresh and click continue right here. Alright, I'm really sorry, I forgot to actually convert this category field right here from string to actually a database object. So right here, so category will be equal to category model dot objects dot get name to be equal to this category right here. And I'll explain, don't worry. So right here, we're getting this category field right here from our form. Alright, so right here, we're getting this value that has this category dot name. But this is just a string of this category name. If you take a look at our models, we can actually see that this is a foreign key, which means we are expecting a database object right there. and we're not getting it from our form since this is only a string and not actually a database object. So we're converting our string to actual database object using this category.objects.get, and we are just converting our string category to this database object using this name field from our models right here, so from this right here. And yeah, just we can name this also category underscore object, and you should also put that variable right here also, so right there. Now if you save this file and go to our Chrome right here and click create, we can actually see that our Python is Django's model is actually created right there. If you like this video, make sure to check out the pinned comment of this video. I made a free PDF guide on how to help you pass the beginner stage and escape the tutorial hell, and also I have got another great video right here on screen. Make sure to check it out, and I'll see you in that one.